It's time to head to the scene of the crime. The first floor lounge. And probably talk to these guys. Let's see if any of them say anything useful. Don't get near me, you criminal.
He said, don't get near me, you criminal.
I am not the killer, and I intend to prove it starting now. But that's contrary to the facts. Fake news! Fake news!
He says, but that's contrary to the facts.
I can understand his English just fine. Thank you very much. He's not speaking of... Mr. Nero. I know you're my partner, but lay off, okay? Please. Conan O'Brien, what's up?
Hey, miss, how about another glass, huh?
Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murderer.
How about it? How about a glass together, huh? Yeah? A little joke? Here, come on.
Sorry, but I must decline.
I wasn't talking to you. I was asking the cute attendant, huh? I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'll be happy to bring you another glass at any time.
We don't cut you off ever. We will just throw you out of the plane at the end of the flight.
You got it, Toots.
That's no way to talk to a lady or anyone. All right. What's up, Womp? If I may have a word with you. This steak so awesome. That's great to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. I'm here the whole time, so wouldn't know. Eat or speak. Please pick one. I choose eat.
I think he chose to eat.
Yes, I can hear that. Okay. I guess we can go this way. Are there more? Oh. Alright, I've gone. I guess there were stairs over here. First floor lounge. Didn't think that was how I got there, but here I am. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time.
So my time runs at his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. Are we actually timed? I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, they are in a giant warehouse that is bolted shut. They cannot move. No one can move between those two classes and first class without a staff key card. And we found no record of a key card being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Okay. Let's start picking stuff up. Oh, we're gonna go straight to this. Okay. Now then, let's get started.
But where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. That's very specific. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Killer. Who's got the killer? We begin filling our logic buttons.
If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes.
The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Okay, let's look at this. What floors does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card.
So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second. Okay. This is what I wanted. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I want to see this dog statue. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here?
Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly.
Mr. Iffley!
It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop.
Looks heavy. Looks blunt.
This bank is a limited edition and is so popular that we're down to our last one.
You have an in-flight shop?
Yes, you just beyond the lounge to the right.
Normally that's like a Sky thing and you order it and they just ship it to your house later.
The shutter to this door is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered.
There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? I think so, yes. We don't know for certain. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Okay. What's this around your neck? I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. And blood on the back of his head seems important. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in the elevator on this flight.
So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead?
I mean, either that or he's having a great nap. Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that, when there's a corpse right here. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then...
If you're really dead, then please answer, yes, I am dead. Or maybe go, ooh, like the ghost.
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Okay, so we're gonna connect that and the piggy bank, I think. Even his glasses are broken. But that glasses shouldn't be broken just because you got hit on the back of the head. Unless you then, like, were hit so hard that you, like, into something else, and that broke your glasses. Okay. I think this is all money. This looks a little different. It might just be like a checkbook or something. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. The buttons don't matter, and this is all the money clue. So let's hit our logic button. There's a lot of different things that happen. So murder weapon plus blunt force trauma, I think, are the first things that we combine together, because those seem pretty logically connected. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out.
Yes, what is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Well, aren't we deserving of the masks or of the obvious title?
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that is worth investigating?
It would appear that his figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Okay, that adds that to our evidence. That's pretty good. What clues point to where the killer could have been? The victim was found inside the elevator. Broken glasses. Were they broken during his murder? Do any of these three connect? I don't know if they do currently. Could he have been inside the elevator? Broken glasses. Let's keep looking around. I think we need more things. Let's look there.
The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. But we do not have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. mean, the killer might have been in the elevator. It's not a bad thing to guess. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence.
It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess.
It's
Terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second.
Why would an earthquake matter if you're in the air? You're not touching Earth.
And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off.
I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. This looks like an ice bucket. I don't seem to be able to examine it. What or who is this? Is that Lennon? Is this like a super communist plane?
This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other one of him is him in his 80s.
He looks the same! Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. Okay. I'm gonna look at the piano.
This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive.
So it's not a piano, it's a CD player. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box.
Ah, but its keys depress along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. This is open, and there's also a door over here. Let's look at this first. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are toward me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name.
This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it is off limits to unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. Ooh la la. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. You know, women.
Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Ha ha ha. Okay, alright. Oh, what's... There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack.
This month's special is an English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle.
Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle?
Case in point. Oh, excuse me. Case in point. Okay, alright. Blood? This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence.
No, look at all that grape juice staining the back.
It may not look it, but
This chair was extremely valuable.
it was.
Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair.
I'm sorry, but what are these rocker pals?
I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens.
Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Ah, here we go. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
Oh, we must clean that up, or someone might get hurt.
Aha!
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I found some very important evidence. There are footprints! What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? It is the footprint!
What is it?
They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. Ah ha ha ha!
So, you think...
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think they will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match.
Oh, I see.
Okay, logic. We have a new thing to throw together. So where was the killer? And we have the footprints. So let's combine those two things. Oh, I think that fizzled. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Darn! Let's see. Can we combine the elevator and the killer? Nope. Oh yes, that's something. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Okay. Okay, so this is new. So do I have in the elevator with Hicks with the spilled grape juice? Maybe that's what I need to combine. Yeah, I was just getting ahead of myself. I have it.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself?
Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless.
Which means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Aha. Okay. So the logic we have now is only the broken glasses, so we have nothing to combine them with. Can we not go in here still? Don't have permission. Okay, so there's more clues here somewhere. What are we missing? These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds.
Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them?
I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation.
The clouds, they tell me nothing. There's no grape juice residue in the soles of his shoes. Okay, I figured that out, but making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. There must be something. Is there something in his pocket? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Ah! Pixel hunt! Well, you don't mind if I take a look at what's inside? It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere, and there's a terrifying tiki head. Huh. Now we have the ability to deduce. But what do we deduce? Let's look at this photo. Let's see. We can see what's on his neck now. It looks like his phone. So I think we deduce this. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Eureka!
Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Mr. Nero.
Huh, so I guess because it is not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. They stole his phone. Maybe someone who hates his phone. Aha! Woo! Investigation complete.